Grace and peace, family. I'm Dr. Brandon McCrae, and welcome to another edition of Wisdom on Wednesday. Today, we'll be continuing our series in part 5 of What You Have Is All You Need. We'll be considering 2 Kings chapter 4, again, as last week, verses 4 through 5. In the English Standard Version, they read like this. Then go in and shut the door behind yourself and your sons and pour into all these vessels. And when one is full, set it aside. Verse 5. So she went from him and shut the door behind herself and her sons. And as she poured, they brought the vessels to her. There are 3 ideas that I'd like to lift today for your consideration. The first being, there was an expectation of a miracle. Now we see expectation on the part of the prophet Elisha. We see that he expects God because he says, and I quote, when one is full, set it aside. That is the C clause of verse 4. He expected for what he told the woman of God to do to make her wealthy, to expand her borders, to increase her capacity. And Elisha, take a note, could expect God to move because he had experienced God's move. Let me say that again. Elisha could expect God to move because he had seen God move. How had he seen God move? He had seen God move in the life of his mentor, in the life of his father, Elijah. See, Elisha was 2 things. He was fixed in that if you would jaywalk back or moonwalk back about 2 chapters, we would see the transition between Elijah and Elisha. And Elijah told Elisha, if you see me when I go up, after having tried to leave him on several occasions, he said, if you see me when I go up, you'll receive what it is you've requested of me. So firstly, Elisha was fixed. Secondly, Elisha was focused. Elisha had seen those chariots of fire. Elisha saw his father being taken up to heaven. And these were all miraculous events that he had never seen in his life, but he never lost focus on the desire of his heart. His desire was a double portion of his father's spirit. And just in sure fashion, as he went up to be with God, that mantle fell. So Elijah was fixed and focused so he could expect the move of God because he had experienced the move of God in his life chapters previous. Secondly, not only do we see an expectation of a miracle on the part of Elisha, but we see participation in her miracle by this widow. See, everything that God does on the earth, he accomplishes through a man or a woman. Let me say that again. There is nothing that God does on earth that he does not do through a man and through a woman. Those of you, I feel you spiritually may argue with me. God does the miraculous. But if you were to note and to research those miraculous events that God has done, either in the biblical account or in our very own lives, everything that God does, he does through a man, because our faith in and of itself is incarnational. That means we witness this firstly in Jesus Christ. He came to give us life, but he came through the birth canal of life. God chose to send his son to be incarnated in the womb of Mary. He set the precedence through incarnation of Jesus Christ. So when he does a thing, but he does it through men and women. That requires our participation. Now, our works do not yield for us miracles, but it takes our participation to be added to our expectation. And when our expectation is added to our participation, we receive number 3, execution of miracles. See, many times God meets us at the intersection of his will and our willingness. If we are willing to participate in the will of God, then he gives us miracle at that point of expectation. Allow me to leave you with this. When expectation meets participation, God executes the miraculous. This has been your boy Brandon McCrae, aka BmacMusik. Do 3 things for me. Like, share, and comment on this post. We want to make something God go viral. And until next time, I'll see your face in the same space for Wisdom on Wednesday. Listen, holla at your boy.